Hey there. Did you ever lose something valuable? Have you ever been lost yourself? Today, I'm going to tell you about the time when I lost our son, Wes. English Without Fear, where you can learn to speak English naturally through listening to stories. What kind of mom am I that I lost one of my children? I know, it's terrible. It's what every parent fears, losing a child. I had taken both our sons, Graham the older and Wes the younger, to a water park one summer day. You know what water parks are. They are amusement parks, but everything has to do with water. There are slides and pools and canals for floating on floaties, just lots of possibilities. And once a year, we went to a water park. Graham was 10 years old at this time, and his little brother Wes was 5. So, when we arrived at the park and parked our car, we went to the entrance, paid for a day's pass, and then once inside, we took all our stuff, towels, all the things, goggles, and went to the changing rooms. There was one for boys and men and one for girls and ladies. I told Graham, the older brother, watch out for your brother, and when you both have put your things in one of those lockers, then come out and meet me here. When I finished putting my things, my purse, my keys, my clothes into the locker, I went outside in my bathing suit, and then Graham came out of the boys and men's locker room. I said, "Where's your brother?" And he said, "I don't know." And I said, "What do you mean you don't know? You were supposed to take care of your brother and come out together. Go back in and look." I started to worry. So Graham went back and looked and came out and said, "Mom, I don't see him anywhere." Well, then I really started to become afraid. And then I remembered God. So I prayed, "Dear Father, help us to find Wes." You can imagine there were crowds of people, moms with kids. It was a typical hot summer day in Virginia at a water park. We started to walk around looking for Wes, and then I saw a security guard. We went up to this security guard and said, blah, 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 blah. We lost our son. He's 5 years old. This is what he looks like. Well, the security guard used his walkie-talkie and started alerting other people in the park to look for a lost boy. I was praying. We were looking. I was afraid at the same time. And then all of a sudden, it must have been about 15 minutes later, all of a sudden, I spotted Wes, little Wes. He was coming toward us from the entrance of the park. I said, "Wes, we've been looking for you. Where have you been?" And he said, "Mom, when I couldn't find Graham in the bathroom, I thought you all had left. So I walked back out to the car to look for the car, to look for you all." I said, "What? You left the park and went out to that big parking lot? Did you Did you find the car? He said, yes, and you weren't there, so I came back. I was so relieved. And I thanked God. And they say, all is well that ends well. All's well that ends well. We enjoyed the rest of the day at the park, but this was a traumatic experience for Wes. Traumatic, that means damaging. Trauma is something bad that happens to you and has a lasting effect on you. I think it must have been 2-3 years that Wes, was very insecure and fearful every time I left him somewhere. When I would drop him off in the car at his school, he would say, Mom, what time are you coming back to pick me up? 4 o'clock? Are you sure? You're going to be right here. You will pick me up at 4 o'clock? Promise? You're sure, Mom? You won't leave me? And I would say, yes, Wes, I will be here at 4 o'clock. Trust me, I won't forget you. He eventually, finally grew out of that fear, but it was a horrible experience for him, and I felt bad. And his brother, Graham, felt bad. So how did Graham lose him? In the changing room, in the bathroom? It turns out, we found out that there were 2 exits, 2 entrances and 2 exits. Graham came out of one, and Wes went out the other. Graham had looked for his brother and had thought, I don't see my brother. He must have already gone out of the changing room. And that's when Graham came out by himself. What about you? Have you ever been lost? Have you ever lost an important person or something valuable? Tell me about it. Leave me a comment below this video. It's scary, I know. And if you would like the words, the written transcript to this episode and others, go to my website, www.englishwithoutfear.com. Well, this is Maria. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. For questions or comments, here's my email